Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Rainlight Racing's 2026 LMU season 13, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it is Monday night, so back to Matchfit entertainment on a Monday night. That definitely means Rainlight Racing, definitely means LMU. And second round in season 13 takes us to Barcelona tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So we must thank, obviously, Matchfit Entertainment, bringing you all the live coverage here tonight on a Monday night. Simblacks are again on board with Rainlight Racing in 2026 for their season 13. Obviously, True to Life Racing Designs and Crossy 43 as always. If you like yourself a little bit of LMU, then you best get over to the Rainlight Racing Discord via that QR code right there and sign yourselves up. Like I said, if you're keen to get involved or it's something new that you want to try out, definitely worth getting involved with the boys over at Rainlight Racing. Friendly bunch of guys and some very competitive stuff on track every Monday night with these boys. So definitely get involved with that. Davo here tonight, running solo. J-Man with some family stuff. He's just had to run away for tonight, but Davo on the mics, as always on a Monday night, to bring you all the action, viewers. So, yeah, show us some love, hit us up in the chat box, and remember, if you want to keep up with everything Matchfit Entertainment, you must hit the like and subscribe button as well and hit your notifications to stay in touch with everything that's going on. Let's have a quick sticky beak of the calendar. Like I mentioned, here we are. Spa was a cracking round last week. Awesome stuff. Good field, actually. Good sign-ups for season 13. So plenty of the hypercars out at Spa, which was awesome to watch. So yeah, good mix of cars here for season 13, which is awesome. We will just quickly touch on the points because I think the boys are about to roll out in qualifying. Actually, we might leave that to in between quali and the race start. As like I mentioned, you will see the cars starting to roll out here for official qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. 20-minute qualifying here for this what will be a 60-minute race tonight. Hyper's out first for 10 minutes of that 20-minute qualifying. You can see the boys starting to leave the pit lane now in the hypers. How many hypers do we have on track tonight? Like I mentioned, there was a good handful of them last week. I think they tapped out on the GT3 sign off as well, mind you. So plenty of interest in the series as a few more of the guys roll out here. So it should be a cracker here. Barcelona will be interesting in a hypercar, I'll tell you, as the GT3 boys start, sitting very patiently in the pits, should I say, actually, while the boys get out there. So interesting to watch the hypers around Barcelona, particularly a technical circuit here. Sometimes times I think in the hypers it's going to seem a little thin, a little bit squeezy through some of the technical parts of this circuit. So I'm sure the boys are going to have their work cut out for them. So where are we at? Where are we at? We have Will Dixon out on. We have Nathan Bewley out on track. 2 hypers and 2 guys definitely to look out. And Tag also in one of the hypercars, looks like a Peugeot variant. George Goddard, Chris Fraser, both in hypers, as is Benjamin Weir. So a good splattering of hypers. Like I mentioned, I think I'm counting about 6 at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see these guys. Only 10 minutes to qualify, so that will move pretty quickly for these guys. So don't really have a lot of time to settle in to get a good, clean banker lap in. Thanks for piping up in the chat box. Thanks, George. That's awesome, mate. Yeah, look, we can't leave these guys hanging on a Monday night. So Davo always up for the challenge, J-Man or not. So yeah, it should be good fun. Like I said, Barcelona, I think we'll test the hyperdrivers here. Not a hell of a lot of room to move, I suppose, track width size, but also not particularly long in the straights either. I mean, the start pretty straight's not too bad, but yeah. So these guys will probably find themselves probably feeling a little bit confined on the track and in the cockpit here tonight. So we will start to see those times starting to flow through now. As the boys start to roll across the line. Teggles, Hayden Tegg currently leading the way in first with 136.73 in the Peugeot. So nice work from Teggs, definitely getting a grip on that Peugeot. Nathan Bewley second provisionally with a 137.1. So definitely not too far behind, less than half a second. But I think the pace some of these boys are going at the moment, it's they're going to have their work cut out. Goddard down to 131 actually just there on our timing. So impressive from Goddard. Actually, Goddard looked very speedy in pre-race practice. So definitely watch that space. We will get to the points. We will. I mean, it's only after round 1, so you get a little bit of an insight on where the series is starting to go. Chris Fraser currently sitting in second on a 32.10, but Nathan Bewley also sitting, I think, yeah, so not a 32.10, and Bewley also sitting on a 32.1001 or something there, so very close times. Literally thousands of a second separating the boys there. Like I said, this is going to be fierce competition between the boys. Because already back into 4th position already. Of course, all provisional times at this stage, but time is a-ticking, ladies and gentlemen. We have, oh geez, only 3 minutes left to go. There's a little bit of protocol around the swap over between the Hypers, and when the GT3 cars come out, and we might try and pick up on that pit lane camera in a minute or so, and we will no doubt start to see the GT3 cars lining up and getting ready to go. So there you go, George Goddard on a 30.2 now, 130.2. Fraser, not that far behind, to 30.5, 32.1 for Nathan Bewley, 32.4 for Hayden Tegg, Benjamin Weir with a 32.9. I think Will Dixon in 6th still has yet to put in a back lap here, showing no completed lap time on my data at the moment. So he will want to get a wriggle along here. A minute and 35 seconds left in their 10-minute session. He will get, just given where he is on track there, he will get another lap out of this as he comes through this back sector of the circuit, up over the hill, and the drop down. Lovely, unfettered. I think they don't run the chicane here, which is awesome. And straight onto the start, pretty straight. So yes, as we watch right now, Dixon across for another lap, although and bettered his lap and up into now 4th provisionally. So nice work. What else have we got going on? Still circular. Razor still circling left. Can pick up just quietly. Yeah, here we go. Look. So we scroll through this camera set. Hang on, ladies and gentlemen. Where was that pit lane shot that I was looking for? That's not giving it to me. Thank you very much, LMU. But yes, the boys starting to line up. Actually, to be honest, the cycle through their lap already. Excuse me for that quick scroll through the camera set that I had at hand there that LMU gave me. That's an off. There wasn't much there, but we were doing it anyway, yes. Definitely nice work from George there with the 132. Like we mentioned, Fraser only a couple of, well, not even a couple of tenths behind with a 30.40. So very close up. A 30.472 for Nathan Bewley as well. So those guys only separated literally by hundredths of a second. A 30.6, a 31.4 for Dixon, and then a 32.9 for Weir. So the boys getting it done there. And we will start to now focus on GT class here, ladies and gentlemen. not sure who is actually out first on track here, but the camera guys have picked up on, I think that is Matt Clark. Yes, it is Matt Clark. Funny enough, not circulating in an Aston Martin. So, there you go. He's in a Porsche, engine in the back. Go figure. Got to go in the Chevy. Martin Richards in the Lambo. PD in the Lambo. Costas Makalos looking for a bit of extra temperature in the tyre in the McLaren. That's Steve Crossland, famous Crossy, just behind him in the official SIMRACING number 43 Aston Martin. Then Dugdale, Carso. Carso in a Porsche too, stunning looking Porsche. And Marnie in a Porsche as always. Fododo here. Now what is Fododo? Oh, that's right, the Merc. I think he's in the only Merc in the field here. So go Shane Fododo. Jason Morris in the BMW. Mustang for Aiden Kaferki. Ken Worcester and Alex Ian Henderson in the sister car for Costas Makalos there. Mark and Adrian Kramer rounding out that. There might be a couple more actually, just quietly actually. There's Phil Davison and Morgan Gibbs also in the field tonight there. So 24 cars in the server tonight. Clarkey puts the Porsche on the front row. Gunther Road not too far behind. Provisional times as always. The qualifying session, a little under 6 minutes here to run for these boys. Barcelona, it's a tough old place, even in a GT3 car. It's tough to race on, hard to pass. So we quite often see some fierce racing. There's a lot of pressure, people trying to force mistakes. And then of course there's always the chance of the unforced error. Or even the commentator's curse. Just so, there's so many factors. Now, 60-minute race here tonight. There is no compulsory pit stop, ladies and gentlemen. However, they will not complete 60 minutes without a stop for some VE, some virtual energy at some stage to the... Picking up on Kramer in the number 10 Aston Martin there, running that VE very low, trying to look for that edge in qualifying here. As is Martin Richards in the Lambo, very low on the VE here, again testing the limits here. On the energy and on the fuel. In qualifying, Martin Richards in the number 13 Lamborghini. The only Lamborghini in the field, too, Maddie Clark. Steady as she goes. Up the pointy end. Looks like he's gonna hang on to that top Gunther row. Provisionally sharing the front row with him at the moment in the Crossland on the second row, shared with Martin Richards, who we were just talking about in the Lambo, and there they go through that wonderful set of right-handers there, unmolested final corner here at Barcelona. We love it. Pesky little, that pesky little chicane they put in there is awful. So, just quietly there, actually, just look at that. That is PD, the silent achiever, sneaking in there to put the car provisionally in third in the GT class. And second row of the grid in the GT class, mind you. I'm calling this as if they're the only ones racing. There is 6 cars, 6 hypers in front of these boys, remembering, ladies and gentlemen. So that's actually pushed down Crossland well back, actually, because Marnie snuck up in there in between Crossland, and Martin Richards has also made some gain. So nice work from both Marty and Richards. Costas still trying to get some pace out of the McLaren. 42.7, his best time, far from the 41.4 of Matthew Clark. Clark, the only one in the 41s at the moment. Road. Well, how many we got there? Rowe all the way around. So we've got Rowe, Dawson, Richards, Marnie, Crossland and Macrolos all in the 42s. A little over a minute to go. I don't know, struggling with the Mercedes clearly as well. Just trying to get that thing up to speed. And definitely trying to come to grips with the old Merc. I think they might be doing a little bit of panel beating before race start with that one right there. Aiden Kafurki in the camo coloured Mustang, actually dropping down a position or two there and then straight back up over Jason Morris and Phil Davison. So a lot of toing and throwing still going on with 20 seconds to go here in the GT3 qualifying session. Marnie with one more Crossland still out on track. Akolos still out on track. Got Dugdale in the pits, I think, yes. Carso in the pits. The flag has dropped, so that's end of qualifying. These guys will get to their lap. Carso, I think, still out on track in the Porsche. Oh, he's sporting a couple of ugly mugs on the front of that car. Davo and J-Man in gold, mind you. Well, well, well. We love that. Thanks for representing Sam Carson. Good on you, Carso. Fernando back. Who's that? Mafurky, Kafurky, I'll get it, sorry Aiden, Kafurky actually, Kafurky, running it there very well down, there towards the end of the season. Ian Henderson also finished, I think all the boys are finished, I think there's out on Ken Worcester. In the Lexi, the Castrol inspired Lexi at that looks bloody fantastic. as he runs across the line. Nice work. Ken Worcester. Wheels in car. Awesome stuff. So where did we end up? Well, you can clearly see it there on the board there, ladies and gentlemen. Bring up the whole lot, and we'll talk you right. I've got to click my buttons properly. Okay, George Goddard, Chris Fraser, Nathan Bewley, Hayden Tegg, Will Dixon, and Benjamin Weir in that order, respectively, leading the way in the hypercars. So George, Chris, Nathan, Hayden, Will Dixon, and Benjamin, the top six. Down to the GT3 class, Matthew Clark, Gunther Rowe, Pete Dawson, Martin Richards. So that is your front two rows. That actually rounds out the top 10. Then we have Joseph Marnie, pipping Steve Crossan too, mind you. Nice work from Joseph there. 11th and 12th respectively. Costas Makalos still trying to get something out of that McLaren. Sam Carson in the Porsche doing well in 14th. Ken Dugdale, Shane Frodo struggling in the Mercedes in 16th. Ken Worcester, Aidan Cafferkey, Phil Davison. I think there might be a couple of guys. Jason Morris, Ian Henderson, Morton Gibbs, Adrian Kramer, Mark Rue. That's a full grid, ladies and gentlemen. 24 cars out on track as we speak. Let's quickly, because these guys are going to move to the race very quickly. So we're just going to get you some points just quickly there. Top of that list there, as you can see, Noah Reid not here tonight, as is neither Isaac Ichikawa either. Both out and gives Matthew Clark. So this is the GT3 class cars we're just showing you through here right now. Martin Richards, Steve Crossland, Costas Makalos, Ken Dugdale, Pete Dawson, Shane Frodo, and Kenneth Worcester rounding out the top 10. Wait, ladies and gentlemen, there is more. There is absolutely more. Right down to the top 20 there, we've got Gunther Rowe, Dylan Jordan, Jason Morris, Aidan Cafferkey, Ian Henderson, Ben Goebel, Adrian Kramer, Jordan Gibbs. Hang on, the writing's getting a bit small for Davo here. Harry Lawrence and Maxime Moyler. So that's the GT3 lot right there. I think there might actually be a couple more in there, but that is the top 20. And here is the hypers for you to peruse, viewers. Nathan Bewley topping that list over William Dixon. Will Dixon, where is he? There, he's in 5th actually, just behind Bewley there. So Bewley, but Bewley is behind Chris Fraser and George Goddard on the grid at the moment. So anything could happen there. Benjamin Weir, George Goddard, Hayden Teggs, Ben Collins, Robbie Mitchell, Lee Perkins, and Michelle. I'm not even going to destroy that name. In the Ferrari there in 10th place, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, plenty going on. Cars are starting to populate the grid as we speak. Very short formation. Just quickly while I got you here, guys, if you want to get involved in something exciting, get involved in this. It is the Get a Sim promotion. You too could win all of that kit you see on that picture. Get your phone out right now and scan that QR code. Thank you, GAMAFLARE, Matchfit Entertainment, Simblux, and Moza all on board. Particularly GAMAFLARE and Matchfit. The only way you can get that QR code is to watch one of the Matchfit streams. Free to enter. There is terms and conditions, and I think that's drawn in early July or late June. I'm not sure. But you can see that there on the graphic. Like I said, I've got to get my glasses out. Yeah, so definitely get involved in that. Also, if you want to do a bit of Porsche Cup racing, you like a bit of iRacing, get over to Supercars NZ and check out this series. 40 plus cars on circuits. Awesome stuff. We are about to go green, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to stop that malarkey right now. And we're going to get into this Davo running solo here for round 2 at Barcelona in the Green Light Racing 2026 LMU Series Season 13. What a field of cars. 24 cars out on track. Maybe even more. I'm not sure. We might have had a couple of late entries there during qualifying, so this field could be a little bit bigger than what we first expected. And it looks vast. Look at the trainer car coming around that final series of corners here. Yes, I think that is 24 cars. We're about to go green, ladies and gentlemen. Barcelona round 2, and it is on immediately. We are jumps the lot of them. Having a red hot crack. Pass. 2 cars. Going for the lead, gets pushed wide. Let's get back in the GT cars here. Plenty going on. Good, clean start all the way through the field there. Side by side for Davis and McCaffrey. Kafurki there as well. We have got drama up with one of the hypers off track already. Let's have a look who that was. I think it might have been Will Dixon actually. Come on, here we go. Here's a replay. Oh, epic stuff. And a good clean start from the boy. In the background there, as you can well see, that who was that in the background again? That will either be, I think, Phil Davison having a crack at Ian Henderson in one of the other Porsches there. It was actually Noah Reid he was having a go at. What's going on up the top? Bruce Fraser leads the way over Nathan Bewley across the line for the first lap. Got on him. Benjamin Weir after that attack mode. Beast start he did. Has been pushed back. A little too much muscle maybe and not enough finesse. Will Dixon currently sitting with Robbie Mitchell tucked in behind. Then we get back to this GT field. Road leading the way over Clark. So that's nice work. Let's see if we can pick up on a replay of that. I'm not sure whether we've got that one. So good work from Road. Then PD in Martin Richards rounding at the end. That is Costas Mackel with Crossland with all sorts of pressure. Actually, just mind you, Crossy has got past Marnie there as well in the process. So quite a few changes of position here. Teggles, that's the hyper that we saw off track earlier in the race. They're trying to thread his way through this. Oh, what a bunch of GT3 cars. Being very patient, mind you. The power the hyper. He just needs to be patient. Once he gets a little bit of clean space, and there he goes. Needs to get that thing back up onto the back of the rest of those hypers as he comes now up on high. And that would be PD, Pete Dawson in the Lexi. Through 1, 2, and through this excruciatingly long T3 and making good progress. Next victim will be Matty Clark. And again, the hyper makes short work of the GT3 core. Gunther Rowe, oh, he went to look for the outside. Gunther gave him the space, but still looked a little awkward from Teg. Gunther kept it smooth, kept the car in position. Teg was fighting with that car just a little. We got to get back onto this though. This is what do we got here? It's Martin Richards leading the way over crosses, Michael Steve Lawson and Joseph Marnie. It's on. Look at this wall. What a healthy mid-pack that is. There's actually another pretty much pack very similar to it. Just I think behind here. Is that the Carso shape? I don't know. Oh, these guys are a little bit more spread out, to be honest. So that, look, that is the pack. Look at that little battle pack going on. Get out of the rear of the Lamborghini, not the best. Let's see if we can find a better one. Here we go. Look at that. Makalos. Actually, Makalos has got the pressure from Crossland. You can't even see Marnie behind him. Actually, where has Marnie gone? Has he disappeared out of that group? He has too. So, tough stuff. See some movement already. Let's see if we can. Here we go. We'll try and pick up on the Marnie thing here. Actually, here we go. So this is Marnie tagged on the back of that group there. We were only just moments ago talking about. We looked away for literally a moment. Have a look back through the field there. So I think this happened there. The replay not going back far enough to pick it up. We're back on Martin Richards. So where did Marnie end up? He is back in 26. Oh, he's garaged that car. It was more than just a maybe a little bit of a. Maybe that's why the cameras couldn't pick up on him. He may have had a little bit of a technical issue there with a disconnection or something, so that is very much unfortunate for Marnie, who's doing well in touch with what was going on around him. So who else has gone back as well? Oh, it was Martin Richards back. So let's just see if we can pick up on Martin Richards. Now you can see clearly by the footage there, Marty's already out of the picture. We can see him getting a little sketchy already, Martin Richards, and there it is. A little bit of an unforced error there, just trying to get the power down. Didn't really want to accommodate big tires, didn't want to accommodate that much throttle. That puts him behind Costas and Steve Crossan, and these guys literally just by staying out of trouble have been able to sneak on through. Obviously, look, I think Marnie may have had a disco, so that's not ideal. So, interesting stuff. Oh, okay. What are we hearing there? Oh, there we go. Sue Clark saying Matt's server crashed. Oh. So. So we've lost Matty as well. There you go. Yes, and thank you for Mr. Average for letting us know that Bewley has snuck into the lead there as well. So nice work for Bewley. Getting things done. You can see him in the background there. Just trying to get out my data sorted and a good position here so we can follow what's going on here. Just picking up on the hyper of Chris Fraser starting to already sneak through the field. Surprise, surprise. And where do we normally call it? It's usually about 13 minutes, and I think they have bettered that by a couple of minutes at least, as we watch Bewley navigate the BMW there of, I think that would be the yes, that is Mark Rouge that I think he just got numbered, wasn't it? Morris is the BMW, so he's already well through the field as we now see it's George Goddard. Fraser actually not too far behind, so these guys come through all pretty quickly here, and the boys really need to stay on their toes. The GT guys in the background, that's Dixon. That's Dixon and there, flying in formation. Very patiently working their way through the field here. One at a time. Is he going to get in there with him? Oh, Dixon only just sneaks through. He wants to stay in touch, but it'll be very tricky. Oh, there you go. Look at that. So Mitchell rolled out of the throttle there to miss the BMW. Puts him to Dixon, and Dixie's through. Oh. And then it's back. Well. What how things can move. Just talking about, old Sue was letting us know that the boys are both Marnie and Matty Clark out with technical issues. puts Gunther Rowe in the lead in the GT cars. He's got to stay focused here. A fairly good gap over PD. PD, this Pete Dawson's a bit of a silent achiever. And just plugging away in the Lex there. Costas Makalos. Third in the GT class. Now, why have we lost? We have also lost Steve Crossland. See if we can pick up on that. Here we go. So this is him tucked in behind lap 7. Oh, unforced. Oh, and that is a massive hit on the wall. That car will not be healthy. Oh, and you can see him struggling to get it back out on track. And that is Bottado through with, I think Crane might have just tucked in with him there as well. Ouch. The Crossy working hard for the money tonight. We just lose Bottado as well. Where did he end up going? No, it's just a night of replays. Let's have, oh, that thing's got no wing already. Let's go back and see if we can work out where that thing went. So this is Bottado. We just picked up a little bit of footage there with him circulating with no rear wing. He is coming through the final complex of corners here. This unfettered double right head. Oh, there it is. We saw him do this in pre-race practice or qualifying, I think it might have been. And there it is, as he missed the Pit-X entry. I bet he has. He was still circulating without it. Just got past the pit entry. That will not be nice to drive at all, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. So let's recap through where we are in the standings at the moment. Whew, has there been some action or what? Action aplenty, ladies and gentlemen. We're not even halfway yet. Nathan Bewley out in front. Goddard, you can see him in the background. Fraser, you can see there in back a shot, as well as Mitchell, who is that Mitchell? That is, yes it is, the Gunther Rowe Corvette. He's just about to sneak past. Now remember that Corvette there, that is actually the leader of the GT3 class at the moment. So Gunther rightly gives a Hyper plenty of space. Robbie Mitchell, no dramas there, and out into the final couple of corners here. Will Dixon's on his way to have a crack as well. Taggles only just coming through into the sector, as is Benjamin Weir. He's even further back, ladies and gentlemen. As we mentioned, Gunther Rowe out of the back of Rowe's cars. He watched one of the Hypers go past here. So I suspect that might have been Ben Weir there, just sneaking on past. Last of the Hypers there, getting past. So now Gunther can just sort of focus on what he's got to do here. Uninterrupted. Now where is PD? It's the gap. So the gap is a smidge under 5 seconds between Rowe up here PD right here. That is the Macalos car that we can see in the back of the shot there. Just coming through. The number 70 McLaren. Dugdale doing a stellar job, actually running in 4th position in class at the moment. That is Carso. Carso will bloody keep him honest though, without a doubt. So 3 Porsches in a row. That's Carson and then Reed tagged on behind. So the Porsche's running in formation there with the 76, the 67 car of Noah Reed running out that little group. Martin Richards, who we saw with an unforced error there in the back sector of the circuit several laps ago. And just look at back a shot there. There is no one behind Reed. Richards, should I say. He is well out in front. Like by about 20 odd seconds. Jason Morris, but then look at this lot. Then you got Morris, Kafurki, Davison, Rue, Buster. Throw a hyper in there, just to jazz it up a little bit. Out of the in-car, Worcester, runs very deeply up behind Rue. These guys are playing for keeps. It's like it's lap 1. Look how close they are together. Davison smack bang in the middle of that. There's 5 of them. Doesn't get much closer than that. You'll be right, Matty. There's another. You'll get it. It's another one next week, brother. Clarky just piping up in the chat box there. Not happy. Not happy, he says. I'm just translating for you. So good little fight going on here. Out of the in-car, Phil Davison. That's Kafurki running wide in the Mustang. I don't think the Porsche's got enough for it down the straight, even with that little run wide. Oh, and look, but what it has done is invulnerable to Rue, and Rue's going to have a red-hot crack here in the BMW on the inside there. Kenneth Worcester's got the box seat for what's going on in front there. Ah, come on, you guys. Chin up. Another race next week. Sue and Matthew Clark and Devo. Both of them. But look, it'll give you a chance to just kick back and watch the stream there, Matty, so you'll be right. Plenty going on here at the moment. Let's just get a load of this. Out of the rear of the BMW. And you can see that trainer car's in tow. Those 5, there's nothing separating them. Actually, now I look, that is... Who is that catching them up there? Is that... Oh, I thought it was... Oh, it's the Hypers. Oh, of course it is. I thought it was the Lamborghini, actually, of Martin Richards, but he's actually in front of this lot. Oh! Oh! So deep! From Kafurki there. I think he might have just looked in the mirror for a split second there to see that hyper coming in hot, and then ran terribly deep, nearly tagged the back of the BMW. So tough stuff. Marnie back out on track. Thank you, Sue. I didn't even notice that. Thank you for informing us that Joe's back out on track in the number 94 Porsche. And look, just never back down, never stay down, get up, get back on it. And look, you just got to grab some points and make the best out of a bad situation. So nice. Okay, let's roll through this lot again. Look at Bewley go. Yes, you are right. George Goddard in the Peugeot, right behind it. These guys, nose to tail when it comes to hyper language here. You can see both clearly in camera shot. Fraser just coming out onto the start finish straight there. So he's actually not too far behind him. If these guys get tangled up or even the slightest mistake, Fraser will be right on it. So plenty going on. Louis Mitchell a bit further back there. Will Dixon sneaking through. Some of the GT cars there. That the Macalos car? No, it wasn't the Macalos car. I think that might be the Ian Henderson car that he just snuck past. Oh, and here comes the next one. Would it be Will Dixon? Snake it on through. Oh, actually, it was Pegs that just snuck on through. That's Dixie car just down in front there. In the caddy. So those guys actually very close. Will Dixon, Hayden, Tech, Benjamin well back from that lot in 7th position, so real well out of that run. Back on Martin Richards here. He's got a whole heap of hypercar in his mirrors right now to closely watch. So that's right, that was the 2 leaders. Let's get out of the back of Nathan Bewley's car here, because George Goddard has really crushed that gap. And it is going to get hectic. I think it looks like an Aston actually just in behind them there. Oh, as they just start to sneak on through. Well, this lap traffic here, this is a trio of Porsches that he's sneaking past there right now. Oh, there. Oh, Goddard. Still struggling. So I think that's Dugdale. Might not have even seen him there. And Goddard, he really crushed that gap and then got tangled up with that trio of Porsches there. Lucky to survive it, to be honest. I mean, no disrespect to the boys, they are very focused on their own battle here. But the Hyper just sort of getting stuck in the middle of that fight there. Wasn't ideal for Goddard. Now we got one sneaking past Castro. Carso there, you can see him just trying to take that inside line. That definitely compromises their run, and you can understand why. They just can sometimes be either maybe not so willing to just to want to make the hypers wait a little bit longer, especially when they're in such a tight battle with a couple of positions in front of him. Looks like Carso's got that would be no, it's not. It is house. I'll get it eventually. It's the flashing headlights of Robbie Mitchell. Now, again, coming up in exactly the same bit of track, pretty much, as Goddard caught these guys. Oh, and takes evasive action, looks to the outside, out of the marbles, did himself no favours. Will have lost some time there. Lucky to keep the car pointing in the right direction, which is forwards in this case. And now here we go. They're kicking himself for that. The boys did nothing at all wrong in that situation. So Mitchell just probably asking too much from the front of the hyper there, whilst out in the marbles, and put that car out of track. Where is now? See, and it's Bewley's having to cut through traffic here now. Bewley actually just snuck past. That is the Crossing car, and that is the leader of the GT class there in Gunther Road. And now Goddard again, crushing that gap. They do have some clear air to battle it out with, though, this time through this final sector. So, guys, going at it. The GT field is actually quite spread as well, which is probably not ideal for these boys as they try and navigate their way through that field. Because they pretty much, there's not a lot of breathing space in between the groups of GT cars, so they've only got a little bit, a small window to battle it out with clean air, and then it's just navigate the traffic, which can be ever so dangerous for these boys. But we did mention Gunther Road a moment ago. Let's just get back to that, because Gunther Road doing a stellar job actually. After I think he's on the 18th lap here, 20 already completed for the hypercars. As we just saw them lap Gunther there once again earlier in this lap. So Gunther 7 seconds behind his PD. It's enough for the camera to pan for. But it is a fairly healthy gap for Gunther Rowe. So Rowe will want to stay focused here. Makalos doing nothing wrong, making no mistakes. Oh, did I just curse the guy? He was nearly off track there. Oh bugger. Davo should just shut up sometimes. And then way back to Dugdale, and Dugdale is the leader of this trio that we, for whatever one reason or another, we've had cameras on over the last 10 minutes again, and you can see them shuffling around amongst themselves. It looks like almost oblivious to what's going on. The hyper's coming through. So they must be careful. Yeah. Oh, sneaks on through. Whoa, I keep getting these guys up. I don't know why. That is Will Dixon. They sort of kind of do all look the same. But that's Will Dixon navigating that trio there this time. in the caddy, in the Hertz, the number 12 Hertz caddy. Is it number 12? It has got a number 12 on it though. Okay. Here you go. I think his official number is actually something else. Well, we won't hold that against him. Goddard at it again. Hard to take your eyes off here. I think the boys have got a replay lined up for us here that they want us to have a look at. I think it's Robbie Mitchell. I think it's something that we actually already noticed. Robbie Mitchell on Noah Reid. Trying to get it done through the Porsches here. Our headlights are flashing. We did spot this early. Boys just having a bit of a revisit of that. This is where we saw Mitchell. There it is. That little off-track excursion up for Mitchell. Back to the Nathan Bewley Jordan race. Goddard keeping that tight line. Bewley wide, bordering on being in the marble. Good fight between Gunther Rowe. Now 8 seconds. Front of PD. You can just catch them on camera together here every now and then. So there's Gunther Rowe, and I think you'll see Pete Dawson. There he is in the background. Back a shot. So that's the difference. Costas Matos. Third in tow. Currently holding down the top 10 and third in class, in the GT class. Gibbs. Is this Gibbs with a... Oh, Gibbs in one of the pretty looking Lexus here, actually. Very much suits our current LMU headlight racing overlay and stream artwork. Colours are very similar here, but yes, most definitely an unforced error and very, very hard. Go easy on the paintwork there, Morgan. I guess that thing turned around and pointed in the right direction. Oh, dearie. Actually, let's just go back and see whether our old mate here, Joseph Marnie, work 2 laps down. 2 laps down on the boys. Not giving up. Getting it done. We applaud you, Joseph. Morgan Gibbs, who we just caught on camera there, a lap down as well. So tough stuff and okay, we looking on the VE. So the boys not looking too bad. They got a little bit left. Where are we to? We're coming up to 40 minutes in, so we're at 38 minutes through this race. Viewers, oh, so Goddard, where did Goddard go? What? Wait, hang on, whoa, what happened there? We've had, okay, so we've got a couple of incidents here that have lined up on my data here. One of them is this little Goddard. It looks like unforced. Is it only... And there it is. 100% unforced error. Lucky to get that thing out of the... Oh, and just definitely tags the wall. the other replay that I had, what was prompted to line up was this one from Costas Makalos, who was currently, and is he still? Yes, currently running in third position. And again, we're starting to see these unforced errors. All nicely stops that car. They could have easily rolled back into the BMW there. And Aiden Kafurki here, I think, might have actually got tangled up with Robbie Mitchell. So this is the third replay that has come to our attention there. So yes, doesn't look like any contact there. Nice work from Kafurki and Robbie Mitchell as well. So Goddard done himself a mischief, lost his position to Chris Fraser too, mind you. So he's got his work cut out for him. Who do we have in the pit lane as we speak? That looks like Ian Henderson. In the sister car to Costas Makalos, one of the McLarens there, the 111 car. So topping that car up, that will no doubt go to the end of this race. Gunter Rowe, Gunter, let's have a look at Gunter, because now his BE is actually starting to drop into the orange zone. So it's getting down. Well, what is the orange zone? Well, it's under 25% viewers, FYI. So yeah, down to nearly 24% left in that car. I'm not sure what they are doing. Maybe somebody a little bit more learned than I would be able to tell me roughly what they're doing, but I suspect it's about 2 or 3% per lap from the GT class cars. Who else is actually looking low? There's a couple of other guys. Doug Carson, so starting to get down into that sort of area as well, as is Adrian Kramer in the Aston Martin, who's chasing down an out of position Joe Money. There you go. Chris Fraser, a bit of a pat on the back, to be honest. He's no disrespect, maybe not as quick as Bewley and Goddard in race trim here, but he has kept out of trouble. Kept that thing pointing in the right direction. And now runs in second position in between Bewley and Goddard in first and third respectively. Coming into lap traffic there, and I saw something in the back there between a couple of the Porsches there. That was Carson on Dugdale. Looked like Dugdale went round. Let's see if we can pick up on this. Just caught this back a shot. Carson had a clean move on him, hadn't you? Oh, had the run. Dugdale. Oh, just up on the ripple strip. Got the car sideways. Carso, nowhere to go. Might have given him a slightest of hands to get it around and get the job done. Now Dugdale's got to be careful there with Hypers in tow. Well. And that was Robbie Mitchell actually just turning up on the scene very quickly there as Dugdale regathered the Porsche just then. able to get a sneaky little view out of. Let's see if we can do this. If Davo's got the skills here, as we just watch Mitchell here in the replay down to 1. And there is that recovering Dugdale there. Mitchell on the charge. Dugdale, not an unsafe re-entry, but just in an awkward spot for Mitchell to come through. But play on, ladies and gentlemen, and nothing to see there. And the boys continue to be lowest VE that I can see out on track at the moment is 100% the Gunther Rowe Chevy Corvette, down in the high teens now. So I'm thinking I was about right at about maybe 2.5 per lap. Rowe still with some energy and fuel up his sleeve, and plenty of time, mind you, as well. I think PD is 10 seconds behind, actually battling with, I think that's actually, it's Goddard just sneaking on past there. But PD in a great position here, holding down a second. No Reed has actually been gifted third position for some reason. I suspect that might have been because of the Costas Makalos spin earlier on. So Noah Reed doing well. A couple of boys getting well down on their VE now. Sam Carson and Dugdale, both the Porsches. Down into the mid to low teens now, as is Rowe. And again, you just see those constant flow of hypers coming through the field there. The GT class cars well spread across the field here. There's no respite for the hypers as they come through. It's just, you know, like they get a little bit of breathing space, a little bit of time to focus on their lap before they have to weave their way through traffic again. Bewley leading that charge still. No surprise in the number 17 Alpine. Chris Fraser next on that list, and I'm actually not sure what type of car that is. The badge work looks very similar to an Aston Martin, but I do know it's not an Aston Martin. George Goddard, after a little bit of a mischief earlier on, has found himself back in the third position. He is running in the third. Robbie Mitchell in a Porsche, who's actually not too far behind him. Actually, Mitchell has kept his nose pretty much clean most of the night. Well, Hayden Taggles in the Peugeot, currently holding down fifth. These guys, there's Bewley now. So Bewley coming up to that back section of the track. Where is Benjamin Weir, who is currently sitting in seventh? He's about... Oh, he's just coming through the back end of this sector as well. So these guys, we are a lap down. And Will Dixon nearly a minute down on Nathan Bewley. We're just trying to get a visual gap there to gauge it off there, but Bewley well out in front there. Well out in front indeed. As we start to see some pit lane action, that is Adrian Kramer in the pit lane. We have got, who is that? That is Guthrie. Let's get eyes on Guthrie. He is literally down into single digits on his VE. Yeah. Stretching it to the limit. That hyper right on his tail. It's Persia. Taggles there. Oh, and that was awfully close there. Dixon, wasn't Dixon, Fraser sneaking past as well, I think. So, oh, very lucky there to come out unscathed. That looked very, very close. Between himself. And Hayden Tech said, does he come into pit lane? Now that is the question. What is he? 7.5. He's probably got another lap, maybe two. I don't think he'd stretch two, but he has definitely got another lap in this. And yes, he does. Comes it across the line for another lap. The Hypers clearly more efficient on their VE, staying out. And we have got in the background, that is Ken Worcester. Off track. In the mighty Lexus. Let's see if we can get this clunky old replay thing here to work. And here we go. He's that's a Caf. That is Kaferki. That is in the Mustang Kaferki, actually, with a big wriggle into that final corner there. He might have been out of the throttle there a little bit, and that's both of them into the wall. I didn't even see Kaferki come up on my data. But, oh, that's unfortunate. It really did look like Kaferki actually rolled out of the throttle there, because he was a little bit wriggly going down into the final corner there. Oh, Worcester just couldn't get off the throttle quick enough. Tags, both of them, heavy and pirouetted into the wall. So tough stuff at the top. Okay, let's back. We need to keep an eye on Guthrie. Here he is. He's winding through this final complex of corners here. Again, lap 29, we've got, just over 8 minutes to go. He's going around again, ladies and gentlemen. He's got 3.9% VE in that car. This will 100% be his last lap before a pit stop. This will be his in lap, I suspect. Who else is very low? Ken Dugdale is particularly low on VE as well. Probably the next lowest car on 4 points. Where is Dugdale? There is our man right there. Duro, as always, we've seen him do this previously. Maybe not this season, but we've seen him do it before. Really pushes the limits. I reckon it's his last lap there. His best lap's a 42.6 and his last lap was a 44.9. A 44.09 actually. So it'd be interesting to see what he's looking like here. Well, we're not going to see what the lap time is anyway, because without a doubt he is going to go into the pits. He's literally down to 1.6% on his VE. Dugdale under 5% as well, so here we go. Has Gunther just been off the throttle a little bit? He's just got to be careful here. This is Dixon here coming up in the... We'll see Rowe go in. Dixon in behind him as well. That's interesting. So Dixon running in 6th in the hyper. Where was Dixon VE was? He was 7.5. Oh, nice stop from the boys there. Gets him on the jacks nice and quick. And Gunther, literally splash and dash. We have got under 6 minutes to go here. And back off the jacks and into it. Dixon equally as sharp with his pit stop there. Followed the Gunther Rowe Chevy Corvette out of the pit lane. Let's Worcester through. Cold tyre and a hyper is not the nicest piece of equipment to wrestle. So he will be very careful with that car as he gets it back up to temperature and back up to speed. Very low, very, very low for some of these guys. VE wise, the next lowest I have is Tegs. Well, there you go. Tegs is in the pit lane. That'll tell you something. 4 minutes to go. I've got to. Could these guys go the distance? Could Bewley and Fraser and potentially Goddard run these things through with only 4.5 minutes here to go? Here's Nathan Bewley, 9.4%. Literally 4.5 minutes to run here. That is, that will be 3 laps for a hyper. Best lap, Nathan Bewley. Best lap of the race too with a 31.1. And through and not stop whatsoever, as is Crystal. Either and or George Goddard. Like I said, can they do it? I doubt it. They're literally going to have to splash the gas right towards the end here. See Teggles come in. He has literally only just topped that car. That car is still nearly as low as on fuel as the Bewley, Fraser and Goddard cars are as well. Has he literally just put a breath of fuel into that car? PD on 1.6. Let's get up and have a look at that. PD will. There's no choice here. And look where he is on the lap there. He's only in the midsection of the track there. He's actually got a kilometre or so here before he gets to the pit entry. He gets that car into the pit lane. He's got 20 odd seconds on row on track at the moment. 0.8% in the Lexus. The thing will literally be rolling into the pit lane here. There's no doubt that car will enter here, and there he goes. Where is Gunther Rowe? Coming up and around through that final complex corners. 15 seconds, 14 seconds, 13. He's easily going to get Dawson here. Dawson quickly stops this thing on the jacks. Here comes Rowe around the final corner. No surprise. And Dawson rolls out. Bewley, who else lane here? Mitchell's in the pit lane. No surprise. We got 2 minutes to run. Can Bewley roll out of it enough? I'm not learned enough on the fuel usage in a hypercar around Barcelona. Is Chris Fraser right behind him? These guys running nose to tail. Good work with Chris Fraser. I did give him props earlier. He literally has just kept his nose clean and stayed out. George Goddard with a little bit of an unforced error a little earlier. They're going to have 1 lap to go. He's got 4.3%. He's going to do this. He's going to run this. And they roll across out of the final for the final. And across the line for the final lap. These guys, Mitchell, should I say Fraser, is 2.7. Bewley, 3.5. Bewley's done a stunning job. Fuel economy wise. George Goddard, 2.72. He'll easily run this out. Robbie Mitchell, we saw in the pit lane. Wow. Spectacular stuff. Gunther Rowe, PD. Costas Makalos back into 3rd position in the GT class, which actually lands him in the top 10 to, mind you. It's Noah Reed in behind him. All of these guys running extremely low on VE. No, Reed. Under Costas. A little Costas on 2.7. PD on 3. These guys are literally just splashed a bit in these cars here. But enough of that malarkey. This is the man of the moment here, coming around this final complex. It's Bewley, Chris Fraser in tow, carefully getting past. Joseph Marnie, here we go. Nathan Bewley's going to run this across though. And ladies and gentlemen, in front of Chris Fraser over George Goddard in 3rd position, rolling out of the final corner now. Stellar job from all the boys. Robbie Mitchell, Hayden Texas, Will Dixon in Spencer Weir, Gunther Rowe coming through that final complex now, down on. Okay, so Benjamin Weir ran out of fuel. He's got to stop go. Gunther Rowe is down to 0.8%. He's got to get this thing across the line without running out, which he will do. But only just 0.4 gets it done. Gunther Rowe, congratulations, PD. Just enough splash to get it home. Costas Makalos. He is down 0.4. Oh, Reed, nice work from Reed. He's down 0.8. Martin Richards in the Lambo. Featured earlier in the race there. Thought he might have got it done, but definitely brought himself undone there at least once tonight. Ken Dugdale. Nice work, Ken. In 13th. Sam Carson in 14th. Rounding the final. Get a little bit wriggly. Mark Ruhr in 15th, Phil Davison in 16th, Steve Crossland in 17th, Aidan Kaferki in 18th, Ken Worcester in 19th, Adrian Kramer in 20th, Morris in 21st, Marnie 22nd, Henderson, then we got Gibbs, and we got Clarkey that dropped out, and Fodenot dropped out, and yeah, I think that was our 26 tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Not too bad at all. From the boys here at Barcelona for round 2 in Rainlight Racing's 2026 LMU Season 13. Awesome stuff. Davo on the mics solo tonight. Come on, guys. You know the drill. Give us some love. Give us some thumbs up and support Davo. If you're new to Matchfit, definitely hit the like and subscribe button to keep up with everything that's going on. If you like what you were watching tonight, get over to the Rainlight Racing Discord and sign up. Look, grab your phone out and hit that QR code up and get over there. And if you want to try something new, you've been racing ACC or something, this is worth coming and have a look at. The boys, good bunch of guys over here. Rainlight Racing putting on some stellar racing, as you just witnessed, ladies and gentlemen. So get amongst. Also, if you want to do other stuff that Matchfit Entertainment stream throughout the week, we also stream Supercars NZ and their Porsche Cup Series on Wednesday night. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get involved with that on iRacing, scan that up. They short 5-round series. They're halfway through, 40 plus cars on the grid there, so pretty epic stuff. Also, if you want to win a rig for free, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I said free, all you need to do is scan that code there, and you too could win that. You too could be sitting in that for season 14 here at Rainlight Racing, proudly brought to you by the awesome people at GAMAFLARE, and obviously Matchfit Entertainment. SimBlacks are on board, Mozza Racing also on board on that, and the only way you can get those QR codes is on a Matchfit Entertainment stream, so worth getting involved. Scan that. Terms and conditions do apply, and it's drawn, I think it's in about 6 weeks or something. What else we got on here that we can spruik? Let's have a look. Oh, this one here. This is the Matchfit Events Magello 450 coming up in about 6 weeks time. You can see there the date, July 5th. Get over to the Matchfit Events Discord channel and sign up for that. That is an iRacing event. All our links are in the stream description, so jump over there. Obviously, GAMAFLARE supporting everything. Matchfit, as always. Supercar NZ supporting us, and SimBlacks on board with that too. That will go live to Sky 83 Face TV in New Zealand on the day, so that's worth getting involved with. No driver interviews, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. Sorry, I haven't got my wingman with me. I'm a little bit, I'm feeling a bit lonely, and I've had enough. I'm also ready. But look, next week we will get some of these legends up into the hot box and have a sneaky little chat with the boys after their racing. And if next week or this week's anything to go by, mate, it just gets better. It just gets better with these guys. They got a good number of the hypercars now out on track. It's been a little bit short in previous series, and literally tapped out the amount of GT3 cars they have got signed up. So there's guys that missed out. So yeah, if you want to jump in a hypercar and come and have a look, they might have even amended the numbers, so there might be a few more spaces yet. Qatar next week, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us again. Davo Solo on the mics. Like I said, please give us a like, quick thumbs up, and help support Matchfit Entertainment, and also Rainlight Racing in the process. It helps the algorithms. It helps us on the YouTubes, so definitely give us a thumbs up, and thank you so much for bearing with me tonight for what was an awesome race here. Round 2 at Barcelona in the Rainlight Racing LMU Season 13. Thank you all, and bye for now.